and
Going.
her
Seems
tech folder.
superior.
We have done that,
She doesn't want to plagiarize.
and it folded,
6:30.
6:30.
and they don't have paramedics on.
No, but
They
everybody
have
wanting
EMTs. So we're
Yeah.
providing
It's in
higher
there.
levels of sodium.
I call this meeting to order. This is the regular town board meeting in the town of East Troy for November. It's November 18th, 6:30 PM. Roll call, Clarkowski here.
Leonard here.
Ray is here.
Church here,
John are here.
Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, approval of the meeting agenda. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
second,
Barb, second. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. Are all of our postings in order for tonight's meeting?
Yes, they are.
All right.
That's usually flipped around. That was the only thing, right?
what?
That's usually flipped around, right? That was the only thing I noticed.
All right, we have a bunch of minutes to approve. The first pile, that'd be Joe's motion. We have Planning Commission July 10th, July 17th, August 7th, August 21st, September 4th, and October 2nd. Joe, you want to do them all at once, or what do you want to do? No, Joe.
Yeah, do we want to?
There's some corrections.
Corrections?
I think we should go through corrections. Just grammar corrections.
These are approved by the planning commission, right?
Right. I caught a few in this one here.
Just grammatical
Just
spelling?
grammatical spelling.
Again, we all right to do this?
Yes.
Grammatical
I have one
only.
myself, actually.
Okay, grammatical only. Yes, start then.
On July 17th, page on the back referred to Chairman Cook as an attorney.
Yep. See
That
it?
needs to get struck and put as a chairman. And I think I thought there was another one in here.
I had a question on the July 17th, if we want to talk about that one. So,
Meeting by meeting, like, does
Yeah.
anybody have anything on
Right.
July 10th? Does anybody have
isn't that the
anything
one we're on?
July 17th?
Yeah,
July
let's go to
17th.
July 10th. Let's start at July 10th.
You know,
Okay,
sorry, Michelle, just so that it's,
that's where we started, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
July 10th.
I'm-
So, yeah.
July 10th.
I'm good on that.
On page 2, paragraph 1, line 12, that would be the second to the last line in the paragraph. It should be pursue, P-E-R-S-U-E.
Instead of
not
peruse. Okay.
That's all.
Well, isn't pursue P-U-R-S-U-E?
That's how I wrote it.
Yeah, sorry.
One of those.
All right, anything else on July 10th?
No.
Okay, July 17th. Joe already mentioned, not Attorney Cook, Chairman Cook.
Yeah. So I guess I'm confused, like in section 2, why we have all, like the first paragraph is the copy and paste from the July 10th meeting. Why are we repeating it again in the July 17th meeting? And then the next paragraph says on this date on July 17th.
That'd be a question for Chairman Monarch.
Because then I think I saw it in another, I saw it in another month. And I don't recall seeing that as the format previously. Was anything discussed about changing the format of the minutes?
No.
Meetings?
I thought I did see that later on with matters that were tabled and no action was taken. just as a,
refresh.
right.
All right, anything
And
else?
then, yeah, on the last paragraph, well, it's kind of a paragraph where that line cut off. He then, and there's that big space, and the bottom, he then quotes comments from, in the big space. The line below that, minutes is, where are you at? On page 1, the bottom paragraph for July 17th.
Line 15.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
I see.
There's that, minutes is not minuets.
Okay.
And then 2 lines directly below that,
See,
it's the
17.
coordinate method, which I believe is
CH.
CH, because I did look it up. I wasn't sure which way it went.
It is that.
It was that way in other places.
Yep, CH,
You know?
correct.
That's also that one.
All right,
I think there's-
so we have those 2. Actually, so we have 3
I haven't seen it.
on July 17th. Okay, Jim, did that cover what you had on July 17th or it's somewhere else?
No, mine's on a later.
Okay. All right, August 7th. Joe,
Anybody?
anybody?
No,
No, I'm good.
I guess it was just the whole same thing again. Oh, no, that was the 21st, sorry. Nothing on the 7th.
All right, August 21st.
That's where, again, like on the Berkey one, we're repeating all of the minutes from the 7th.
Okay, well, that was the minutes taking and that was the minutes approved. So style is not our job. All right, September 4th.
Yes, this is the one. Page 2, the last paragraph, about 6 lines from the bottom. Just to make it more clear, I think at this time should be replaced with to the board on August 19th. Because the only information that was supposed to be considered at that plan commission meeting was the new information presented to the town board on August 19th. And the way that it's worded, I think it is not clear.
Okay, so where is it again? I see the paragraph, so,
The 4th line from the bottom, you're talking about what's
No.
presented? at
No,
the time?
6th line.
Center
From
of
the
page.
bottom
It says
or
it-
down, top or down?
Bottom, 6th line, about the center of the page.
Of the paragraph.
Yeah, of the paragraph.
It
The
reads,
shortest
it
line.
was decided to
Okay.
have the applicant return to the plan commission,
Mhm.
submitting only the information provided at this time to the planning commission for review.
okay. I see what you're saying.
So at this time, she's actually referring to the information provided to the board, town board on August 19th.
Okay. So the at this time should be out of
To
there.
the town.
To the
board.
town board on August 19th.
Got it.
That was my only comment.
She's also got Attorney Cook up on the beginning of the first, or the second paragraph on that same page.
Yes, she does.
She is really giving Joel,
Wow.
Yeah.
he's-
really, he should get a pay
Promotion.
raise.
He doesn't even
Yeah.
talk like an attorney. Okay, so that's chairman. Okay. All right, anything else on September 4th?
on page, I don't know which page it is, 3. It's the page that we were working on the first paragraph, line 2, should be minutes, MINUTE.
Oh, again. Yeah, because it was copy and pasted from the.
And
previous.
line 4 is cord again.
Same thing, yep, agreed. Got that? Okay. Anybody else on September 4th? Okay, October 2nd, which is the last one we're doing here tonight.
Go ahead.
I have a change.
What is it?
On paragraph 2 under variance request, 3rd line down, should be Commissioner Russell with 2 L's.
And I had a question for Supervisor Janner here. The second last paragraph under number 2, it indicated that Commissioner Denhart thought that they would have the authority to grant the variance as long as the hangar is used for personal use and not business. Was that made part of the motion that was approved or not?
No, that was not.
Okay.
And should that be that he feels that as a commission or commissioner?
Commissioner.
Commissioner Denhart
Well,
stated.
he's talking about the whole.
He's
As a
talking
co-
about
at a
the
commission,
group, I
He feels
assume.
as a
Right.
commission, he feels
as a
that
commission.
they,
Oh, okay, as a commission. As a commission, they have authority, yes.
Okay.
So Commissioner's right, yep.
So I'll make a motion. Can I make a motion?
Are we done with October 2nd?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
I make a motion, we accept all the planning commission minutes. Okay, I gotta do each one.
No,
As
as amended.
Yeah,
As a minute.
as amended.
Second.
All right, Joe, John, second. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Okay, the next one is the regular town board meeting last month, October 14th. Anybody find anything?
I did.
Go ahead.
On page 2 out of 5, under public comments, it should be Jennifer Torsch with a THORSCH.
I'm sorry, Barbara. I thought
That's
it-
okay.
I thought it fixed that.
No worries.
I make a motion, we approve the town board minutes from Monday, October 14th, 2024 as amended.
Second.
Barb, second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. All right. I believe that's all the meeting minutes, correct? We're good? Okay, we're good. Okay, clerk treasurer's report. Ms. Buchanan.
Treasurer's report for October 2023. Total receipts for October were $29,790.14. Transfers were $806,000. Interest earned was $754.57. Balance as of September 30th was $38,601.46. Total funds for October were $875,146.17. Checks paid in October were $849,589.50, leaving a balance in the general checking account of $25,556.67.
Questions?
Kim, today's meeting date is the 18th, not the 28th.
Whoops. Thank you.
I'd rather be eating turkey on the 28th.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on that or any questions for Kim on the report? If not, a motion to approve that report.
I'll make a motion that we approve the treasurer's report for October 2024 as presented.
Oh, yeah, there's another one.
And another typo.
24, not 23.
Second.
Thank
All
you.
right, Tyson, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. And then you have a nice report there on your activities. I only had one question I had on that. Could you explain a little bit about the voting statistics on the bottom? I'm not quite following. Are those daily?
Yeah, so when we started in-person absentee on October 22nd, we had 3,095 voters. And then we did it in person. Those are how many absentee we took care of each day. Total absentee issued by the end was 1,888, and we were up to 3,127 voters. So 60% of our voters from the election voted by absentee, and we had about a 94% turnout in general for the election. And I just want to say that I want to thank the police department for stopping in during election day, both Officers Jagalski and Officer Pavlovich both stopped in and checked on us, see how things were going, make sure everything's were running smoothly. I want to say a big thank you also to the DPW because every single one of those gentlemen helped us set up the room and get prepared, setting everything up. And I also want to say a huge thank you to Jean and Jen for their efforts. Jean and I worked our tails off during the absentee period, but just setting up the room, prepping everything. And Jen did so much outreach on the Facebook and the town's website with about in-person absentee and voting statistics and everything like that. So it was just a huge all-around effort by everybody that works here.
Kudos to all of you.
Yeah, and
It
piggybacking
was
on
really
that, Kim gets all the volunteers, schedules them. We had a rush in the morning that was cleared out within 20, 30 minutes, and you never waited more than 5 minutes after that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. 5 o'clock, there wasn't a line.
Yeah.
It just went smooth.
At
But
six
remember,
fifty-five
60
there was.
60,
60% of the voters.
Jean and
I
I
was
took care
voter
of
50
60%
at
of the
7:05.
people, just the two of us.
Yeah,
The two of us did
Yeah.
60%.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
94% turnout. When I saw the numbers, I thought it wasn't.
We had 2,922 voters.
Yeah.
it was crazy busy in person.
So
All right, any other questions on Kim's report?
Thank you.
Yeah, big thank you. All right, I believe that's all for you right now.
yeah.
Okay. All right, public comments. Period. Anyone have any public comments? Carla?
Carla Georgie, North 8590 Stringersbridge Road. I would like to get on record that I was at the Planning Commission meetings and also at the town board meetings. And the minutes for the rezoning of John Stoss's and Carla Georgie's property, in my opinion, are missing important information and request that the videos for the meetings should also be used in case the rezoning of John Stoss's property and Carla Georgie's property gets appealed at the county level. Thank you.
Thank you. Public comments? Anyone? Going once? Joe, you're exhausted already? Take a drink of water? Come on. You're good? Okay. All right, we're gonna move on. All right, reports of committees. My report is in the packet. I did want to highlight one thing in there. It was a very busy month, but some of the issues that have come up are repeat type issues. And even though I was out of state for the last 6 days, the phone calls didn't stop. That's the thing about technology. It's kind of hard to get a place now where you're totally out of service. But we are meeting again. The Troy Executive Committee is meeting again tomorrow. And the issues that we're dealing with, we kind of actually touched on a few of these already. The East Troy Area Emergency Services District, the library funding, multi-use trail, fire chiefs of Troy, and the chiefs getting together and talking, and that is going well. But I will have to tell you that when we met at the ICC meeting in Elkhorn, we put the county on the carpet and said, hey, you got $300,000 that you earmarked for studies. And they said, well, we kind of looked at it a little bit farther, and we're talking about more of hardware type of issues. And it's like that was never the case before. They basically told us to look into the innovation fund more than their ARPA funds that they designated for this use. And we already did the initial study to see if it's economically feasible, and that came out as yes. But in order to get a real picture of how that merger could occur, we need another full-blown study, and that's more like the $50,000 variety. So we're going to continue, but a little bit of a whole pattern until we see where the fire and EMS study. year and a half, and now they're claiming they're gonna be back active on that. If it's, reality or not, but they need to continue with that effort so we can dovetail into that. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go ahead without them. Go for the innovation grant, and I believe that is. I think it's right.
I don't know. I thought the innovation grant required a new district formation, and I don't have that to write a grant at this time.
And that could be part of the whole deal there. So then the last thing is I have to develop a short list for our design consultants for a bridge out here. When we get to that point, and I even asked the board now, I mean, I feel that at that scoping meeting, we're gonna probably have a state DOT representative. I'd like myself, in addition to also Todd and Kim on that. Are there any other board members that would like to sit in on the scoping meeting? We're gonna probably have 3 design consultants. We have to go through a selection process that dictated by the state. We give them the results, and then they make their decision based on what we give them. If we don't follow the process, they'll make us do it again. So when we did the one for the trail grant, the lead public agency on that one was the village, and I sat in on that, and what we did is we had 3 consultants, hour apiece, to give a presentation on why they're the firm to do it. And that was a planning one. This is gonna be a design. So is there any interest in anybody attending that? You'd like to do that?
Yeah, I'll be in.
You'll be in? Okay.
You're thinking it won't be written proposals? It'll
They have to
be-
submit it written, but we're gonna want them to give us a presentation also, in person.
But we're gonna give them the scope to present on.
Yeah, it's a boilerplate scope from the DOT, that basically says, we contract with them and then we get reimbursed for it, okay? Even though that bridge, the, planning, design, and construction, 100% federal funds, okay? But we pay for the design consultant and then they reimburse us. The construction consultant contracted entirely through the DOT. It has been inspected already. Have you heard anything? No paperwork back. So, yeah, so they're saying it's 5 years out. I'm gonna try to get that thing more like a 3-year out. I want to get to a position where the bridge gets posted, because now we're at weight limitations on that bridge, as well as the one that's down by Dockside. So, when I have that, I'll send that out. If there's a quorum, I will ask him to post that. It'll occur in somewhere between mid-December and the end of January. And as soon as the state gets our selection, they will tell us to go ahead and contract. So, okay, that's the reason I brought that up, and I had it on there. I have a short list in my head, but I haven't checked the approved list DOT for list.
My report was submitted.
Okay. All right, I have yours. Okay, and the public relations report, it's in the packet. Looks like we're still adding website subscribers, YouTube, added a couple more, we're up to 69, 67 live streams, and Facebook 1341. All right, Public Works, Todd, report, anything? You had a report in the packet also?
He told me he had nothing to say.
I don't want to take real quick. Like I mentioned in our little budget thing, we finally got our Monroe Truck and Equipment up in Deep Pier, had it for 4 months, trying to get parts and this and that. So that goes back to the delay of when we ordered that truck. So, but I was happy to finally get that back, and now it's getting DOT'd, and we should be back up to a full fleet.
All right. And on this report, it says you're working on snow fence. You said you're done, right?
Snow fence is all done and up. We had brine delivered last week from the county, so we should be pretty set for snow season.
Ready to go. And the police garage floor turned out all right.
Yes,
I
very
haven't got
nice.
in there
Chief
yet.
actually made mention of it this morning with the rain and slippery that
Good.
no slipping and falling issue.
And no chlorides penetrating knee concrete either.
Nope.
All right, good. All right, any questions for Todd? All right, thank you, Todd. All right, police report, Chief Goreski.
Through October, 8,873 calls for service. From January 1 through the end of October, 796 citations. And I added into your numbers, a total of 36 motor vehicle crashes for the year so far. So those have spiked recently with deer activity. I also, before the meeting, gave you a little sheet on what's called the Guardian Angel. We received 12 of these through a grant that Officer Medina and Deputy Chief Runge wrote up together, and those were delivered, unfortunately, to the village today. But there are 12 of them, and so if you see the guys standing out and all of a sudden it looks like their shoulders are flashing like they got many light bars, they should be putting those into service. And also on the top, ours have infrared, so if you're conducting some type of night operation and the county's flying a drone, it'll give an infrared signal to show where the officers are at it on the ground. So thought it was a nice public safety addition that was no cost to the town.
Okay,
Sweet.
Yeah.
all right, now we have two peer registration requests here. Is Ryan here? Way back there. All right, we're gonna probably have some questions for you. We have two requests. One of them is really straightforward, and the second one, we have some questions. When I received originally the peer request, I noticed that the statement about not renting the piers out there, per our ordinance was not in there. We got that. And then the water depth. And the original copy I had did not show the water depths, and we figured out why. It's a grayscale versus, the black and white printing. And the pier, 82 feet and goes out to 48 inches of water. Our own ordinance, as well as the DNR pier planner, states 3 foot of water, 50 feet or to the depth of 3 foot of water. Or the second occurrence on it, for the pier planner, there's two things under pier length. One was the 3 foot, which I mentioned. And the second one, the length would be where there is adequate depth for mooring a boat or using a boat hoist or boat lift. And on the request, it doesn't show what is there going to be any lifts on there or where the boats are going to be, whatever. I mean, there's two allowed for the pier, whatever, but it goes out to 4 foot of water. So can you explain what's going to be done here to?
The boats will be in the boat slips, and the lifts will be built within the boat slips.
Okay.
So that the 3 foot water is coming to the front of the boats that start primarily. And it just needs adequate amount of water. It's really soft out there too, so my depth gauging is kind of questionable because it's really much.
Okay.
And with that being really mucky, the motor, you don't want to really run it into the mud. And it seems like it would be more adequate,
Okay.
and it gets it all past there's also some leak at the stuff.
Yeah, I do have the one that shows that here.
So 94 is 7.83. And then 82 I have calculated as 6.83.
Okay.
And you were right with pure length.
Okay, what really should be on here, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna recommend that he adds to it where he's gonna put these lifts.
Okay.
And actually our ordinance says that, you should show those. Because again, you're allowed to get to 3 foot or the depth, the length to get, to 3 feet. 50 foot, it's over 50 foot. So now you have to, in addition to showing why you need that, you also still gotta show what's gonna be on there. So if he's gonna have a lift on one side, I take it, he's got an L on the other side, or is he gonna have something moored on the other side also?
No.
No? Okay, so we'll probably need that on it before we prove it. That's what I see. Chief, you think that'd be a good thing to see what actually gonna be in there to prove that 3 foot versus 4 foot of water?
Yeah, I read the ordinance this afternoon. And it doesn't give a whole lot of wiggle room, as far as it doesn't list any exceptions in the ordinance. So it's really up to the town board if the person applying for the permit has an exception, like unless you get in the water and lay in the muck and measure.
Right.
And I don't know if we want to require people to lay in the muck if you're properly.
And there's a swim.
And right now,
Okay.
according to our ordinance, you couldn't measure this time of year anyways. Because it says you're supposed to do it at the height of summer when water levels at its lowest. So you couldn't actually get an actual measurement in November because it's not the middle of the summer when water is at its lowest point.
Okay, and Mr. Nicholson, there's 2 piers on this property, correct?
Yes.
The swim pier is what I was making reference to.
Yes.
That's the one that there's gonna be a lift on. So we need to show,
There will be lifting there in the future, but the lifts primarily right now will be in the slips on Howard's Pier.
okay. All right, the one on the, looks like a fork, the boats would be between the piers, right? But if you look at the depth of water at the end of it before it tees out, again, it's showing somewhere between 42 and 46 inches there, okay? Technically, that would have to be back, I don't know, 8-10 feet before you get to the point where you're 3 foot of water at the shallowest portion of those slips. So that would have to be shortened. Is there any other reason you had to go to 82 feet at that
I
one?
was just getting all past the lily pads and stuff, because it's kind of been a marshy area.
Okay,
Then it wouldn't be right in the middle of it.
okay,
Was the main reason we wanted to push it out, just to get it away from the vegetation that's in
all right.
there.
And again, to me, the first one is a simple question. The second one is a harder one, because if the depth of water is only required to be 3 foot here, that would mean this whole thing would have to be pulled back about 10 foot. Thereabouts.
Recommend coming back in 10
I would say revise both of those.
on both of them.
Well, yeah, both of the sketches show what's gonna be there. But if we're gonna go to 46 inches on the fork one, okay, the double slip one, okay? That then I think would be, then the town board have to have an actual variance hearing, a public hearing on it for anybody to object to why you would need 46 inches of water at the end of that slip. Okay, so I don't think you want to do that. But
Are these new piers?
these are new. The reason why we're going through this process is they're not grandfathered ones. They're, new,
Up here on the property.
right? So now with new, we have our ordinance, and then you also have that. Make sure you're totally familiar with the pier plan.
Is this an area of special interest?
I believe it's not this one. Right. You're on the point. Right there. I'll check that too. So it might be, I'll have to pull that file. Okay, so that's what we need on that one. And if you have any questions, call me or have you call me. I'd rather you, because you're familiar with this, so.
Yeah.
Did you want to ask the board if they had any questions about it before?
Yeah.
We just table it?
All right, board have any questions or comments?
I was curious about where the lifts were gonna be, because I looked for the lifts on the drawings and wasn't there, so thank you for explaining.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion, we table this to the December meeting.
I'll make a motion that we table Mr. Nicholson's peer permit to December's meeting.
Do we have a second?
For the,
It's for actually for Brad and Tara Pollock,
Right.
right?
Okay.
All right.
I'll
I'll
revise
second.
my motion to table the peer permit for Brad and Tara Pollock at 1948. That's your address.
And 9099.
Maccabi Way.
Should be about
There we go. Okay, thank you. N9099 McCovey Way, East Roy.
All right, we have a second on that?
Isn't there a T in there?
Yeah, it's spelled right. McCarty?
No?
I think Michelle seconded it already.
Yeah. I
Michelle,
second.
second? Okay. All right, on the motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. All right, the second one, Patrick Klein, right there. Actually, we met with, you and the chief and I met on the previous peer permit you had, and you mentioned that you're going to be looking for an extension on your second pier. And as you can note on the sketch there, there's plenty of frontage we're dealing with here. You got 124 foot of frontage, so that helps things. And the addition you're adding is 12 foot out. And you had mentioned the depth of water at the end of that extension was 3 foot, roughly 3 foot. And again, if there was a pier permit originally, but this is an extension. You can replace in kind without doing anything. But this extension now creates a new permit request. That's why you submitted this. So I think this one is a lot cleaner. And again, it's listed on the sketch sheet, adding 12-foot pier to existing pier. And then you have a 25 by 6 existing pier with a 10 by 12 L. That's just stating what's there now. So now it would be 37 feet. So we don't run into the 50-foot issue. We don't have the 3 foot of depth issue. So my recommendation would be to approve this pier registration.
why isn't there a 3 foot depth issue?
Because it says you got the end of the extension.
So it's a 37-foot pier to
Get to
It's
3
to
feet.
get to 3 feet of water?
The total is.
Then why was it only 25 feet to begin with? Because that wasn't getting to 3 feet of water.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
The existing pier's been there since the 1920s.
Okay.
Okay.
And
This is an extension to it.
and the water, the shoreline in inches, it goes up very gradually at that area.
Okay.
All right, any other questions on this one? If
I
not-
make a motion, we approve the pier permit for Patrick Klein at N9463 East Shore Road.
Second.
Joe Johnner, second discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming in. Helps. Okay, ETSD report, Supervisor Church, anything to add to your district report?
The only thing I'm gonna add is that the fire district's Cub Scout Troop 17 mounted their birdhouses along the park walkway. So you have new birdhouses out there.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Next report, Park Committee report, Supervisor Reyes.
Yeah, the meetings were enclosed, like I mentioned earlier. Ken Zest was able to actually walk a trail on the Army Lake property. Next meeting is in January.
Okay.
We don't have the date on here. I sent it to you. January 6th.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
These are the minutes
At
from
5:30.
September.
Yeah, these are the September meetings.
Okay, any questions for Michelle on the Parks Committee?
I have a suggestion. Because the Parks Committee is a town committee that you have to do minutes for,
Mhm.
I think that the board should be approving your approved minutes just like we do for the Plan Commission.
It's minutes, official meeting. You're right, the official committee.
So I think we should start adding that to the agenda.
So I'll make a motion to approve the Parks Committee meeting minutes from September 9th as presented.
Second.
Barb Church, second. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Right, thank you. And then you go right into the Booth Lake Memorial Park reports.
Yeah, so, the season was closed out with the Halloween party, good turnout, they had the Monsters Inc. movie and food and candy and stuff. And the next meeting is this Wednesday.
Okay.
That's it for the,
Any other questions on that from the board?
yes.
Okay, check on
Yeah, that was an, yeah, Joe, we missed that.
show
Mhm.
areas. Okay. Lake Beulah Management District report, Mr. Thomas?
Good evening.
Evening.
The Lake Beulah Management District held its regular meeting on Tuesday, October 22nd at 5:30 here at Town Hall. I submitted a report of this meeting that was included in the board packet and would be glad to answer any questions if you have any.
I have none. Anyone have any questions?
I would like to bring your attention to a couple of the topics included in the report, however.
Okay.
The first topic relates to the aquatic plant harvesting. Over the winter, the harvesting logistics will be reviewed. Typically, the harvesting crews tend to accommodate riparian owners' requests for additional harvesting around their swim areas. This accommodation may need to be regulated more. There was some question whether the rakes on the harvester was actually disturbing the lake bottom bed. So we're going to review our harvesting techniques. The second is the lake bed monitoring. The monitoring program is developed with the U.S. Geological Survey, and it continues to monitor the pumping activity at well number 7, Village of East Troy. During this pumping activity, the flow of groundwater into the lake is actually halted. And this has turned out to be a regular pattern in their pumping. They pump twice a week, I believe. Ongoing studies need to be developed to further study the impact of this activity on the quality of water in the lake. Our next meeting is scheduled for December 10th at 5:30 here at Town Hall.
I did have one question. It says the status report from Chairman Bergen refers to 4 properties, but I only see 3 listed, the hotel, Double D's, and
We
Stringers.
just discussed those 3.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you, Greg. All right, recycling committee report. John, anything?
No, nothing on this up with you tonight.
Okay, library?
Yes, the library, we do have some things. These are from the November 12th library meeting. And number 1, the New Year's holiday schedule was approved. Number 2, the updated circulation policy was approved. Both documents are available on the library's website. Number 3, the December 4th special program will be a charcuterie demonstration and cheese tasting. This event will also kick off the winter reading program. Number 4, thank you to the Lions Club for a $2,000 donation. Some of the funds will be used to purchase a library gift card for the lower level and additional bookshelves.
Number 5, thank you to those individuals that supported the Friends of the Library Fall Play by their attendance. And this event was a great success. And that's all.
Okay. Any questions for John? All right, thank you very much, and thank Christina. Okay, planning commission report, Supervisor Johnner.
Well, number 1, we have the Berkey family. They're here. They came through here about two meetings ago, and their rezone was approved. And they're returning with a subdivision plan approval request. This was passed unanimously. They're doing 3 lots of 7.84 acres, 1 at 24 acres and 2 at 5 acre lots to be sold off. So motion to accept the planning commission's recommendation and approve the subdivision plan request for PET 310007. A lot on Swoboda Road, William and Pam Berkey.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Under discussion, I see the parcel numbers listed on that. Don't we normally list that on the resolution?
It's in the section.
Okay, I see it, the
Yeah, it's-
indented section, I missed it.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions, comments? If not, on the motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None, motion carries. Thank you.
Second, we have a motion. We have Joseph Bush, real estate broker from Bear Realty, requesting an affidavit of correction restriction removal on behalf of owner Robert Mick. He recently sold his home at N 8632 Stone School Road in East Troy Air Estates. Mick currently owns an 1.5 acres to the south of the home. This was basically a rubber stamp to the planning commission. There wasn't a lot of discussion. It was basically giving the okay because there was support from the homeowners association and the board of directors from there. Motion to accept the planning commission's recommendation and approve the affidavit of correction and restriction removal for PA 122700001, Lot 1, CSM 1227, Air Troy Estates, Robert Mick, owner Allison Dorflinger, and Joseph Bush.
Second.
We have a second by Ty. I will make one comment. People wonder why you need an affidavit correction. The certified survey map is a recorded document, and what's on there stays there unless you change that document with another document. So you do an affidavit correction. Normally affidavit correction for errors. In this case, this is a restriction that was put on the CSM for a specific purpose way back, and that purpose no longer exists. So this is proper action to get rid of it by an affidavit of correction. Any other comments?
I have a comment. I think before the petition goes up, the second whereas paragraph on the resolution of approval, should it be Bear Realty? I don't think there's an I in there.
No,
Okay. So just have Jen correct that before she sends it. Right here.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
Where is it?
The second
Second
whereas
line,
section.
Reality.
Reality. Okay.
This isn't the one that goes up anyway. so.
Okay.
All right. All right, so we have the one correction on it. Okay, I forget here. We have a motion and a second. Under discussion, we had the one change. So on the motion to approve that resolution, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None, motion carries. Okay,
Quick question.
Yep.
Joe Bush, Walkertown asked for a letter from you folks. They haven't asked for a public hearing. I
right?
just want to know that it's approved with
Jen will take care of that tomorrow, the planning commission secretary, she'll take care of that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay. That's it, Joe, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, unfinished business, none, new business.
I
Discussion.
didn't get this till today, people. Just saying.
All right, what we have next is a proposal that we can turn into a agreement here. The map you see up in the corner over here is our official map that was done in 2007. We need to update it. And frankly, I was thinking this was going to be more of a $5,000 issue. The lump sum cost to update our official map, and that includes the legend with all the street maps. And I corrected that with Todd's help when we were going through the road submittal to the DOT for road aids. We found some streets in there that are actually in municipalities. We're going to get rid of them, and some roads that are streets and streets that are roads, official names, as well as some of the DNR properties are sold. Some DNR is added. He's going to add basically all of the land divisions that occurred since then to get them on this map. We have originally created this map back at that time frame when there was discussion on the state level whether or not towns could incorporate themselves. It was called the Charter Town Bill that got a lot of traction, but never did get signed into law. But it's a very useful map for everybody in the town to use that kind of shows the interrelation between the two villages, the town itself, the DNR land, the land divisions, as well as some of the zoning lines also. So,
And it was adopted as part of the Town of East Troy's comprehensive plan.
they used it, but when they ended up getting done, the one they ended up publishing is the one that's over here. And there is an elementary difference between the two. You cannot put that zoning detail on that type of a map. It would defeat the purpose of it. So, and I propose that we do it with ARPA funds. We still have a level in there, I'm forgetting, 8,000, 10?
Something like that.
10. And there'll be another meeting where we'll have to decide, we have to appropriate the rest of the ARPA funds before December 31st. And one of the key places that could be is Beulah Heights Road Bridge. That's falling.
Bring your ideas.
Yeah, bring your ideas. We did update that. I don't know if before I went on vacation, you checked it. Why don't you, if it agrees with your bookkeeping?
I have not had a chance to check.
Okay, submit that to the board sometime in the next week or two. Okay, and that'll show, stuff like for the town hall, the bathrooms, all the stuff.
The land that the village stole from us.
No, that's a different job. So anyway, that's what this is, V2G. When we did that originally, it was RSV Engineering. The reason why this is probably so reasonable is V2G has the records because they bought what was left of RSV when they dissolved. So, and Mike Greason, he lives, I don't know if you guys know, he's next to the yacht club. That's where he's from. So I recommend that we approve this, and I sign this thing tonight, get authorized to sign it.
Yeah, you mentioned that it's very useful, and I see in the quote, it includes like this foam board copy, but can we also get an electronic copy to put on the website?
We'll get an electronic copy that will be on the website.
Okay.
The question is also, is that the right size when you print them? Because you can print them any size you want to also be in the pack for the plan commissioners, DPW, police, other people that would have need to use that on a regular basis.
Well,
So,
if we have it electronically, we can,
Send it to them.
yeah, and I get a lot of people asking if we have a map.
okay.
I would say that before you sign it, you add,
Right, the electronic copy.
yes, handwrite it in, because it's not on here.
Okay, we'll do that. As a matter of fact, I have the one right here. Well, nobody has approved it yet. So anyway, that's my recommendation. We approve this. Any other discussion on it? Questions? Why?
$1,500.
$1,500, yes.
I make a motion that we authorize Chairman Clarkowski to add an electronic town map to the contract with V2G surveying for a updated town of East Troy map
At a total cost of.
at a total cost of $1,500.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None, motion carries.
Okay, I have
Go ahead.
two matters under attorney report. The numbering is different for each. The first one is resolution 2024-8. It's the resolution establishing residential snow plowing charge on private roads, plowed with approval of the town board. It reads, whereas the town board of the town of East Troy has in the past agreed to offer the town's Department of Public Works to provide snow plowing service to town residents residing on private roads. And whereas the offered service has been accepted in the past and monies collected from those town residents receiving said service. And whereas the town board finds that there is a public purpose that is fulfilled by offering said plowing service to town residents residing on private roads, including but not limited to providing safe passage for emergency vehicles. And whereas the Wisconsin Court of Appeals has upheld the practice of municipal snow plowing against a challenge based upon the public purpose doctrine and has ruled that a court is not to overrule the determination of what constitutes a public purpose unless that determination is, quote, manifestly arbitrary or unreasonable, end quote. See Sams versus Town of Argonne. Excuse me. And whereas the town board of the town of East Troy has again contemplated the historical practice of, and the majority of the board has agreed to continue offering said snow plowing service to town residents residing on private roads for the 2024-2025 winter season. And whereas the cost of fuel, salt, maintenance, and depreciation of town equipment and town employee wages have been calculated to determine the additional cost that is added onto the tax bills of town residents who are benefited by this particular service on private roads. And whereas the town board is allowed to set the cost of the service, has determined the fee as provided in chapter 3.45.020 of the town code, and is allowed to contract for snow plowing on private roads pursuant to Wisconsin statutes. Now therefore be it resolved, one, that the town of East Troy Town Board agrees to allow the town's Department of Public Works to provide snow plowing services to town residents on private roads for a cost. Two, that the cost of snow plowing services to be provided to town residents on private roads shall be billed to each residents served in an amount of $54.73, which includes administration fees. The charge of $54.73 shall be added to the tax bill of every property benefited by such service. The levying and collection of this charge is authorized in chapter 3.25 of the town code and is based upon the average fee charge for the last 3 years plus administration fees approved by the town board. The fee charge in 2022 through 2023 was $35. Fee charged in 2023 through 2024 was $70. And the cost as determined by the DPW for the 2025, or not for the, just for 2024 through 2025 is $50.18 per address for the 259 private road addresses serviced. Dated this 18th day of November 2024.
Okay, before we have the motion, just to verify, this is resolution 2024-7, correct?
Dash
No.
eight.
Dash eight.
Okay, so it's
Got the
eight.
renumbered.
So the
I
one that
assume
you
the
have
next
is
one's
gonna be.
9.
I brought a
Yeah, the
Plain
renumbered,
copy.
yeah, the renumbered, everybody got copies of the renumbered ones in their packet,
Okay.
and they were in order.
Have that.
So,
Okay, motion to approve resolution 2024-8.
There's one typo.
Well,
in the
just
back.
under comments, can we do that?
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 2024-8, resolution establishing residential snow plowing charge on private roads plowed with approval of the town board.
Second.
All right, we have motion second. Now under discussion. Go ahead, Michelle.
On the top of the back page, towns has it equals in there.
That's the software issue he's got here. Does that come out
It's
correctly?
fine on mine.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mine
mine
has
was
got
equal.
Yeah, mine has an equal.
It has equal.
Oh,
Yeah, I see.
yeah, I don't know why when I send it to the town, it changes it. I send it in Word.
I know,
So the difference between the pricing is that the admin cost?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when you add admin to the 5018, it becomes 5470.
But we're,
And we're doing
I
a
didn't see
3-year
where that
average.
number was, the admin number.
It's not listed separately.
The admin figure is not in there.
Okay.
That, the 5473
73.
is the 3-year
Yep.
average
Yep.
that I have listed.
Yes.
in Paragraph 2.
Any other comments on resolution 2024-8? Okay, hearing none on the motion to approve resolution 2024-8. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. Okay,
The next resolution is resolution 2024-9. It's a resolution approving the 2025 special charge for garbage and refuse collection for the town of East Troy. It reads, whereas the town board of the town of East Troy, Walworth County, Wisconsin, has approved a garbage and refuse collection contract for the calendar years of 2025 through December 31st, 2029. And whereas the town board pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 66.0627 is authorized to approve as a special charge the cost of collecting garbage and refuse within the town of East Troy. And whereas the town of East Troy clerk is authorized to place such charge upon the tax rolls. And whereas the 2025 garbage assessment is $466,259, an increase of 1.17% over the previous year. And whereas the number of residential units in the town is 1,975, now therefore be it resolved that the town of East Troy clerk is authorized and directed to place such special charge for garbage and refuse collection upon the tax roll of the town of East Troy. 2, that the amount of the annual special charge per residential unit for the 2025 calendar year shall be $228.84 per residential unit. For residential units requiring smaller truck service, the special charge shall be increased from $296.20 to $300.34. Dated this 18th day of November, 2024.
okay, motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2024-9, a resolution approving the 2025 special charge for garbage and refuse collection for the town of East Troy.
Second.
All right, we have motion and second. Any discussion? Questions? Comments? Hearing none. On the motion to approve resolution 2024-9, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. All right,
That's it for me.
all right, thank you, Jim. License and special event permits,
None.
special and pending meetings.
Okay, November 20th, there's a special planning commission or a regular planning commission meeting at 6:30. Immediately following the planning commission is a special town board meeting. November 20th at 6:30 is also Booth Lake Park Board meeting. November 21st, this one isn't on there, it's 5:30 PM is the fire district meeting. November 27th, 28th, 29th, the town hall will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. December 4th and 18th are planning commission meetings. December 9th is a public hearing for the seaplane on Lake Beulah at 5:30. December 9th at 6:30 is the regular town board meeting. December 16th from 9 to 1 is the first day of tax collection. Hours and dates of collection are noted on the tax information letter that's included with the tax bills. December 23rd, the town hall will close at noon. December 24th and 25th, the town hall is closed for Christmas. December 31st, the town hall closes at noon. January 1st, the town hall is closed for the New Year's Day. And then January 6th is the next town park board meeting.
All right. Anything missing on there? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, the
which one?
parks meeting is at 5:30 usually.
Oh, 5:30?
Okay. All right.
I make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. We're gonna sign some bills here. You're welcome to watch us sign